Okay. I hope we are on Awaken Love, Freedom and God Ministry.
I'm sure we are.
Yeah, I don't know what I pressed. But anyway, hello, folks. Are you guys excited? Are you excited, honey?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm so excited that I got all my stuff here. Look who joined us, Tamara and Karen. My goodness. We said fighting fair, and they said ding, ding. Even Vanessa Pizarro, they said, oh, hoy hay una pelea. ¿Necesita algo, mi amor?
I wanted to get the pillow.
Oh, no. No, because you ain't going to hit me with a pillow. Although I got to say, I got such a nice pillow with my name on it.
So nice.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It just goes with everything that God's been dealing with me, man. About purpose and
Yeah.
woo, I feel the fire. I just might start preaching. Hallelujah. Today, we're going to try to be 10 minutes. I got to tell you, I don't think it's going to happen. It may go 15, 20. Bear with us. Because it's a new topic. And let me tell you something. We're talking about fighting fair. This is the book. Fight fair. And I know as Christians, we shouldn't be talking about fighting in marriages or in relationships. But, hello, it happens.
I think so, yeah. I think that when you fight fair, it's good because we shouldn't be afraid of conflict.
Right.
Conflict helps us grow, and conflict is good for our relationship just as long as you know how to fight fair. And so tonight, we're going to talk to you about fighting fair.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just got caught looking at you. She's beautiful. Oh my. She looks good on Facebook in live. Anyway, let me not go there, nena. Te vi chula.
Rare.
Oh. Anyway, hey, Santo. So yes, like my wife said, conflict. People try to avoid it, right, baby? But it happens. And since it does happen in relationships, we want to teach people because it's gonna happen how to do it the right way.
And you know, sometimes, right, people don't like to talk about conflict, and they like to portray that their relationship has no conflict and that they are conflict free and that everything is fine and dandy and things like that. But in most marriages, if not all, conflict arises.
Yes.
And it arises quite often. It's just knowing how to fight fair.
Right. And so for the next few weeks, what we want to do is we want to show everyone how we could win, or rather, winning at conflict without losing love.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Mm-hmm. We want to teach everybody that there can be winning in conflict. Doesn't mean that you win. Listen. Winning in conflict without losing the love. So, this is Annette and Eric's first debut, and we're about to go right now into the Padilla's bedroom, rated G version. It's 12 o'clock on a Saturday midnight. And so here it is. It's been a long day. It's been a beautiful day. It was a nice, productive day. Annette, you had a good day at work. Nobody got on your nerves. The same thing. It's 12 o'clock. You ready, baby? So here it is. We're in bed. We're about to go to sleep. Okay, baby. Well, good night, hon. Love you.
Good night.
Mwah. I'm going to shut my light off.
I'm going to shut my light off.
And as I get cozy and I get comfortable, just before I get ready to go to bed.
Hon, before you go to bed, don't forget, tomorrow we have lots to do. And one of the things that you have to help me to do is clean out the garage.
Okay, babe. I'll be glad to help.
Wait. Did I say help? What do you mean help? Did you say help? What does that mean? You're gonna help me. You're gonna help me?
know, help. I mean, I don't know what's help. I'm gonna give you a hand. I'm gonna be present, you know, in what you're doing, you know?
That's not my garage. That's our garage.
Okay, well, I think you're being picky right now, and I just don't want you to be picky right now. So, you know,
Picky?
okay, it's.
You think I'm being picky? So you calling me picky? Is that what you're doing?
Annette, why are we doing this right now? You know, we're about to go to sleep. It's been a good day. You said don't forget, you know, that the garage needs to be cleaned, and I said, okay, I'm gonna help you. What's wrong with that? I mean, all right, let's find another word in the thesaurus for help. I'm gonna assist. I'm gonna give you a hand. I mean, you know, yeah, why are you being picky? I mean, do you really wanna go at this now?
Go at this now.
End scene. Okay, we're in the fight. Okay, now, like, it could have gotten a little uglier, but I didn't want to. But see, in that scenario, picture it. It was a nice warm room. They were ready to go to bed. I was nice and cozy. I was in my pillow. We were sharing the same blanket. And Annette said, honey, don't forget, you know. And I said, all I said was, I'm ready to help. And Annette, something happened, and we're going to touch on that. Something that happens. Out of nowhere, the room that was nice and cozy now got cold.
It did.
The blanket that we were once sharing together, now it's on one side. And we get to the point and we start saying, what is going on in here? Right? You know, we start saying exactly. We just kissed each other to go to bed. How can it be that Annette was upset at the word help? Were you really mad at the word help? That's what we're going to go at. See, because sometimes we tend to think that, you know, we ask ourselves, where does conflict come from, right? We may think that most of us think that conflict comes from most of us, it comes from a topic of disagreement, right? And sometimes we think that most arguments or most conflicts come when couples disagree about a topic, and we argue because we don't agree. That's what we tend to say or hear. We argue because we don't agree, whether we disagree or don't agree on the finances, parenting decisions,
Yeah.
in-law relationships,
Cleaning the house.
sex,
Yeah.
power and authority, work demands, scheduling and prioritizing,
Yeah.
the use of leisure time,
Exactly.
personal habits, hello, household responsibilities like the scene that we just did. But have you ever noticed that there's a big difference between differences of opinion and disagreement,
That's the truth.
right? And so sometimes we get stuck on that. People are in conflict because they don't agree. And there's a big difference between differences of opinion and agreement. For instance, I say potato, you say potato. Same word, it's just a difference of opinion. Doesn't mean that we are disagreeing, right? Annette says potato. Do I get enraged? Do I get, I want to blow up? Do I turn into the Hulk? Do we turn into the Hulk because someone has a difference of opinion? Not really. You know why? Because potato and potato, some people would say it's what? It's not that important. It's not something that we need to really argue about, right? So for us, we say it's not that, that's silly. Who's going to really be enraged over potatoes or potatoes? But honey, is it fair to say that sometimes couples argue over the silliest things, even as potato and potato?
Absolutely.
right? And so
It is.
that's what we want to talk about. That's what we want to get about. You know, it's what is it that turns a minor difference of opinion into a full-fledged disagreement, and it has little to do with the topic.
Right.
Seldomly, you know, the topic serves only as a trigger. The book gives an illustration of a building, right? All right, check this out. Because I wanted to go with a gun because I really like the word trigger. But, you know, topics attract conflicts the way tall buildings attract lightning, right? The building is just a place for the conflict to ground, right?
Right.
That's all it is. But the lightning to strike, but in order for the lightning to strike, there needs to be there needs to be a storm of clouds above. In other words, it's not the building itself that is causing the lightning, but the storm, right? And so something, let's talk about the gun, because I like the scenario of a gun.
Absolutely.
A gun in itself, if I take a gun, let's say this was a gun. This by itself won't kill nobody.
No, you have
There's
to
a
pull the trigger.
bullet inside of here that can kill someone. But even if the bullet is in the chamber, the gun in itself won't kill anybody. It could hurt somebody. Doink. But what makes this gun a deadly weapon, it's not the bullet, it's the trigger.
Right.
And so we have to find out what's the trigger that is causing the bullet inside of the gun to shoot.
Right.
And that's what we have to get at. And sometimes couples are fighting so much and arguing so much, like we were doing a couple of seconds ago. Was Annette and I, you know, given the scenario of arguing because Annette was asking for help or she didn't like the way I used the word help? That was going on was something that was building
Yeah.
and building. The trigger in itself has a tension. And it's not until that tension gets released
Right.
that it goes off and it shoots. You wanted to say something on it?
So a marriage without conflict is almost as inconvenienced as a nation without crisis. So if in your relationship you guys are living side by side and there's not really much intentionality with the things that you like to do, pouring out into one another with what you need, like love languages. Love languages is a very important
Yes.
key, and knowing your love language is extremely important. But if your marriage has been just like a business partner, if you know you're like a business partner with your spouse and it's just like cold, it's just about business, it's about the
Right.
bills, it's about, you know, nothing about us,
Right.
no pouring in, then creating an atmosphere of trust, respect, and confidence is going to take time.
Yes.
gonna
And
take time.
and that's what we see in here it is. We called it a night. We're ready to go to bed. And at the end, Annette had something brewing and said, "Don't forget, tomorrow we're gonna clean the garage." And I said, "Okay, I will help you." So why was it that I view that as Annette's job? Several reasons.
Right.
Maybe because Annette's been doing it for such a long time and she never really spoke to me about how she really felt of all the work that she's doing in the house. And me, I see her doing it, I go, well, she's doing such a great job, let her do it. But Annette never voiced to me how she feels about it. So over time, it became your problem or your task, not your problem, your task. And now add to that the laundry. You're doing it, becomes your task.
And
The
the
kitchen
kids.
becomes your task. The children become your task. And so you haven't voiced anything. And yet you're building it up and you haven't voiced anything to me because for some reason or another, there's fear of a conflict. And so now you haven't spoken about it. It's built up. And when it comes out, that trigger, okay, I'll help you help. As if it's my job, the
That's
trigger,
right.
right?
Yep.
So what happens, so in order to get to this point, we need to understand that what we need to do as couples right? You hit it. Love language.
Love language.
Is there any other languages, babe, that you could think of that could help
There's
couples to
the
communicate?
apology language
Apology language. What else?
and anger assessment.
Anger assessment. I believe that we also did a value
A value assessment
Right?
as well.
And so these things help couples. What exactly is it that they help couples do to understand each other? And it creates an atmosphere for couples to speak.
Absolutely.
And so and there's a lot of articles that's written out there about uninvolved parents, passive husbands, irresponsible wives. But there's not enough.
Passive wives.
Yeah, there's not enough articles written though about involved parents, active husbands, responsible wives. And you say, Eric, how is that a problem? This is how it becomes a problem, because now as an active husband, I'm active in what? Ministry, task at work,
Task at
right? You're a responsible wife, so now you work and you're doing things in the house and you're taking care of the kids and you're taking the kids to play ball. And so now here it is. There's nothing wrong with that. It's
Right.
all good. But where's the net and I?
Good.
Where's the net and I?
Right.
In this?
There's no date time.
There's no daytime.
There's no communication of feelings.
None.
There's no trust.
No.
There's no vulnerability.
None whatsoever.
There's no respect.
And what there is me and Annette, just like we are right now, sort of like
Coexisting.
train tracks, running parallel to each other. We're both going to the same place, but we never touch. We never connect. We're going somewhere. But in a marriage, we weren't meant to go someplace. We were meant to be one. We were meant to connect. And so because we understand that conflict will arise,
Conflict will arise more than once.
right? What's going to help you, it's going to help us
Yeah.
when these conflicts arise is that we establish already a communication, a game plan, a pattern of investing into one another, so that if I know that Annette has been taking the time to speak to me and she's vulnerable with me and she's transparent and vice versa, right? There's gonna be I could say to myself, I'm confident of Annette's love for me, even if she hasn't told me in a while,
Right.
because she hasn't verbalized it, but she has demonstrated it, right? We're not like train tracks running along. We have connected. So I don't necessarily need to hear her tell me I love you in order for me to feel confident that she loves me. Right? And there's other things that you can do, right? You know, when you guys don't, when there's a connection between you and your spouse, you know that your spouse means well, even when it comes out wrong. Right? Honey, I laugh because one time, and all right, time is not gonna allow me. But I remember one time I asked my wife, honey, what you want? What you want to eat? She was working in Manhattan, and she said, I would like some chicken. Surprise me. So I made a dinner and I tried to surprise her, and I ruined it. Ruined it. My wife came home tired from Manhattan, ready to eat it. It was terrible, and she blatantly just said, I can't eat that. I can't eat that. But Annette knows that I made it with love, right? Why? Because there was enough invested during that time that she said, I know you meant well, babe, but the chicken is a little too salty right now. I can't eat that. And so now there was a conflict,
Yeah.
and then there's a right way to confront each other. And so when we fight, we can fight. See, because we take the word fight and we think that that's, but fight meaning we're going against the norm, which the norm may be separate.
Separation.
I drift away.
withdrawal.
And when you drift away, go ahead, what you going to say? Withdraw.
Withdrawal, separation. Yeah.
And what happens when we drift away? It becomes easier to withdraw, to separate. And now we're back to the train tracks. Right? It's no engagement. And so these next few weeks coming up, Annette and I, we're going to dissect this book for you guys, and we're going to bring it. But we wanted to let you guys know that there's a way of winning in conflict without losing the love, and how you can fight for your marriage and in your marriage in a fair way. But you know, in order for that to happen, right, honey, there needs to be rules.
Yeah.
You need to know the rules. And what are the rules? The Bible clearly states it for us. It's not easy all the time, but don't let the sun come up in your anger. In other words, don't go to sleep angry. So you got to establish.
Yeah.
Right now, I can't talk to you. Anything that you can think of, honey, like something, a boundary that we may have added as well in conflict, that you can say, it's a rule. Go ahead.
It's a rule. Don't take to offense, you know. Always look at the other one through positive lens.
I love that one. That's a good one.
We've learned that. We've come to learn that.
Yeah.
You know.
If you know that your spouse is goodwill towards you,
Right.
Because you didn't marry a stranger, did you? Right? And if you did, that's sad, right? And so it helps that you get to know your spouse. And how do you get to know them? Right? Through communication, through connecting. Honey, how was your day? Hon, that's not your job. Hon, how can I help? Right? That sounds so, but what are we doing today?
What are we doing? Let's do it.
Right. Or I've done that.
Yeah.
Right? I say, honey, do you need help with something she may be doing, but it's not because it's her task. Honey, do you need help with something? You know, because right now, I'm not doing anything. And you just came, you know, from work, and I don't know what's in your mind. Right. So that gives Annette the liberty to tell me, yeah, honey, actually, can you do this? Because I'm tired. Absolutely. So it helps us to connect, which goes with that tip that you said. If our marriages is just a business partnership, that's sad. Because then, then creating an atmosphere of trust, it's going to be difficult.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to take time.
It's going to take time, you know. But I think that we pretty much hit a little bit on the surface.
An ATM.
Yeah, we did an ATM, baby.
Yeah.
I was excited about this.
Yeah.
You know, I get excited. I don't know about you guys, but I get excited. Why? Because you hear a word like conflict, and you think, it's going to be nasty. And we take what God does, right? We take what the enemy meant for evil,
and we turn it for good.
I know when she finishes my sentences. That's beautiful. And that's what we're talking about. We're going to take what the enemy tries to antagonize in our relationship, and we're going to turn it for good. And that which is meant to cause a separation, we better use as glue. You better use it as glue. And say, in this conflict, we're still one.
That's right.
Because we're going to fight fair.
We're going to fight fair.
I'm not going to hit below the belt. Right? Is this okay? Well, God bless you.
God bless you.
God keep you guys. The next few weeks, we're going to hit this topic. I hope you guys got a little nugget out of this. All right? And we're excited. We're excited. I don't know if you have any announcements, baby, that you want to say?
No.
We're good?
We're good.
We are good.
God bless you guys. Until next week.
Be blessed. Take care. Bye-bye.